Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Today, as I promised in my previous video, I'm going to be showing you how you can run Animal Crossing New Horizons at full speed on your PC using a Nintendo Switch emulator called Ryujinx. In this video, I'm going to be showing you everything from getting your keys set up, getting your firmware installed, getting your game updates installed in the emulator natively. This is important because without the game update, you're not going to be able to start a new game with your own character and island. And on top of this, I'm going to show you how to optimize the emulator for the best performance. And if that wasn't enough, I'm also going to show you how you can use time skipping on your Windows PC to move forwards and backwards in time, just like you can on the Nintendo Switch. The version of the emulator I'm going to be providing you in this video is a special custom version. However, all of the changes in it are from the Ryujinx GitHub. Every single bit of code has been worked on and made by the Ryujinx devs, so please, if you appreciate it, head on over to their Patreon and pledge to support them. These guys have been putting in a ton of work recently and they truly deserve your support. You'll find a link to that Patreon down in the description. Let's now jump across to my desktop and get our setup started. As usual, you'll find every single file you need for this emulator down in this video's description. You need this OpenAL Installer, you need this Animal Crossing custom build, and obviously you'll need your keys from your Nintendo Switch. The first thing you need to do is to extract and install OpenAL. This is required for correct audio rendering in many games on the emulator. Simply extract it and install it like so. Click OK twice, and that's all you have to do. That is OpenAL installed. It's now going to work perfectly on your system. You can delete this file if you no longer require it. Next, we're going to be extracting our Animal Crossing custom build. Again, just use 7-zip or something similar, select extract to Animal Crossing build, then wait for it to extract. Once it's finished extracting, let's just drag this to the center window and open it. When you open this publish window, you should see the Ryujinx.exe. If you don't, just click type here and it should be brought to the top of your window. Let's now double click it and actually get the emulator running. Don't worry about any of the pop-ups. I'm going to show you how to install your keys and firmware in the easiest way possible. The first thing we want to do is install our prod.keys or keys. To do this, come to File, open Ryujinx folder, and then you're looking for this system folder. Into this system folder, you want to drag and drop your prod.keys file. This file can be obtained from your Nintendo Switch by using the homebrew Tegra RCM. This will dump these prod.keys. Unfortunately, I can't share them since these are copyright files. Next, once you have your files added, you want to close and reopen the emulator. Once you've done this, you want to come to Tools, and we're now going to install a firmware. The easiest way by far to install firmware is just to install it from an XCI. An XCI, for anybody who doesn't know, is just a game file, a game that has been dumped from a game cart. You can see here I have my Yoshi's Crafted World XCI. You basically need a firmware of 5.1.0 installed in order to have Animal Crossing New Horizons work. All you have to do is select an XCI like so, click open, then it should pop up on your screen that you're going to be installing your firmware. There you go, it's saying installing a firmware 5.1.0. While obviously you can install a newer firmware, for the most part it's generally not necessary to have a firmware higher than 5.1.0 installed on this emulator. Next, we're going to come to Options, Settings, and in here you're going to see some brand new settings within the emulator. One new one is this time zone setting. These only become available after having installed the firmware from the previous step. All you need to do is scroll up your list and find your own specific time zone. I myself am in Europe, Rome, so that's the one I'm going to use. I'm also going to leave my language at American English and set my region to Europe. Once you've done this, you now need to add your game directory so that your games show up in your games list. To do this, simply click this browse button right here, then navigate to wherever on your PC your games are stored. Mine are stored here in this Switch Games folder inside of my Switch Dumps. All you need to do is make sure that all of your game files, be them XCIs or NSPs, are stored in this Switch Games folder. Once they show up here, click Save, and there you go. You should see all of your games are now displayed correctly in your window. You can make a game a favorite by simply clicking this little icon to the left of the window. That will add it to the very top. I'm now going to show you how you can update your game. By right-clicking, you should see that you now have this Manage Title Updates option. What you want to do is select this. When this window opens, it should say no updates. What you need to do is click Add, then you want to navigate to wherever on your system your game updates are stored. Mine are stored right here here is my Animal Crossing's New Horizons 1.1.1 update. All you need to do is highlight it like so, click add, and there you go. You can see version 1.1.1 has been added. It's now also showing up correctly in the version section of the games list window. Next, in the event that you want to add a game save to this new version, all you need to do is right click, open device save location, click yes, and it is into this directory that you want to paste your game saves. If you're looking for a game save for Animal Crossing in the event that for some reason your game just won't boot, you'll find a save linked down in this description. Don't worry though, you should be able to create a new game absolutely no problem once you're using this build and have correctly updated your game to either 1.1.0 or 1.1.1. Next, before we actually boot our game and get to play it, I'm going to show you how you can optimize the emulator to get much greater performance. What you want to do is come to this System tab, you want to enable VSync, then you want to disable all of these logging options right here. You also want to enable this Ignore Missing Services setting. On my system containing an i7-4790K and a GTX 1070, my frame rate goes from 19 to 28 by simply disabling these logging services. Now before we boot our game, we're once again going to be closing the emulator. Next, you want to make sure that your controller is connected to your computer. I myself use a DualShock 4 controller through DS4 Windows. If you use similar controllers that need an input mapping software, please make sure you have them connected and are working with your PC, as Ryujinx uses auto controller configuration. This emulator currently does not have a GUI controller mapping for controllers. There you go, you can see Animal Crossing has indeed booted by the little island icon to show you that you can indeed create a new game, character and island. I'm just going to remove my game save, close out of here, then reload the game. As I previously said, in order to create a new game on the emulator currently, at least in the build I'm providing you, you absolutely need to update it as I've already shown in the previous steps. Now, I do apologize for having to blur the gameplay footage. Unfortunately, even though I have 100% legally obtained all of my own files from my own Nintendo Switch, displaying gameplay footage in guides like this is just going to result in a copyright strike if I do not blur it. Okay, so now I've shown you how to install the emulator, install your games, install your game updates, optimize the emulator, and even boot into a brand new game. I'm next going to show you how you can use the time skipping in order to move forwards or backwards in time. Okay, so doing this requires you to have the ability to save, so you need to progress to that point in the game. It should happen after about 20 minutes. You can see that my system clock down here perfectly matches the time in gameplay. In order to go forward or backwards in time, what you now need to do is save your game fully, then close the emulator. Once the emulator is closed, you want to come down to the bottom right hand corner of your window. You're looking for this All Settings button. Next, into this Windows settings search, you want to type Change Time, then you're coming to Date and Time settings right here. Once in this window, you need to disable the Set Time Automatically option, then you're going to be clicking on Change Date and Time. From this window, you can change your time and date to whatever you want it to be in game. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to set this to April the 2nd. Remember to hit the change button and you should see your time and date change in the bottom right hand corner of Windows. Once you've made your time change, and it is indeed showing up correctly in Windows, you can now reload the emulator, relaunch your game, and get back into gameplay. Once loaded back into game, you can indeed see that our date and time are now correctly stepped forward. This is exactly what you need to do in order to move forward or backward in time in order to progress events in Animal Crossing: New Horizons on PC. Once you have triggered the event you want, again make sure to save your game, close the emulator, then again do the exact opposite of what we just did for changing time. Again, come down to the bottom right hand corner. We're again looking for All Settings, type in Time or Change Time and Date, select it, then all you have to do is click this Set Time Automatically and make sure it's set to On. That's literally all you have to do. This is exactly how you move forward and backwards through time. I'm not saying you should do this, I'm just saying that for anybody who does want to skip past specific events, like in the very start of the game when you get your house, when you set up the museum, or when you set up any of the shops, it's just handy to skip forward in time about 3 or 4 days and get everything set up so you can actually start properly playing the game. In respect to the steps required to get this game up and running, we are now completely finished. You now should have not only the best performance, but also a highly stable game running at the best of its possible potential currently on this Switch emulator. As I always do, I'll leave a pinned comment down below this video once this custom build is no longer required to play this game. And as I also said at the start of this video, please, if you enjoy using this emulator, head on over to the Ryujinx Patreon and drop them a pledge. These guys have been doing a ton of awesome work lately, adding support for 32-bit games and also giving us much better performance in some of our favorite games like Animal Crossing, Pokemon Sword and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For now, that's going to be it for this video. Once again guys, thank you all very much for watching, I greatly appreciate it. Remember to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see all future videos from me.